Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. I'm Manny Cullen. Welcome to the Let's Talk About the Most Misunderstood Part of 1.6 in the Last Stand. Friend of the program, Keith Frozen, commented on my last video that we would see the same wankers ganking people and body blocking. Oh, the joy. And welcome to the 30-second rogue timer with leaderboards. So, well, Keith, shout out to you. This is your 15 seconds of fame because you have created this very Let's Talk. Based on your comments, I want to discuss none other than 1.6 Darkzone leaderboards. That is right. So let's start things off with a boom. Right off the bat, let me tell you what the Darkzone leaderboards are not. There are no leaderboards for rogue agents with the most kills, the highest KDR, or the douchiest player, because let's just face it, rogues would actually dominate the douchiest player category. The leaderboards are not persistent over time, and they do not keep track of everything you do in the Darkzone, so you don't have to worry about rogues running around, whipping out their e-penis, trying to get on those leaderboards, because that is not what those leaderboards are for. The leaderboards are basically a weekly thing from what we know. And from what we know, the Darkzone leaderboards comprise two sides, which are separate yet equal. Each leaderboard shows weekly Darkzone assignments and tracks the accomplishments of each agent and each rogue agent. Yes, there are not one but two leaderboards in each of the checkpoints, and not one but two sets of tasks for agents and rogues. For example, week 1 of the PTS actually had the leaderboards implemented. This week, not so much, but the tasks for week 1 agents had to do with killing elite enemies, opening sealed boxes, extracting items at extraction points, and killing manhunt rogues. Just like the agent side, the rogue side also had a specific weekly objective, such as killing other manhunt rogues while being manhunt, extracting items while rogue, and other rogue objectives, but there was not a kill these agents objective, because I feel like that would defeat the purpose of the leaderboard, because how do you go rogue? You have to kill agents. That's really what it's about. And they don't want to encourage the killing agents or killing rogues, just those high value targets. The key factors for this that are still unknown are: do the leaderboards change every week? Are they wiped every week and get re-added based on different assignments? Because it did say weekly assignments, and for that I am unsure, but it does say weekly assignments, so I assume that each week the leaderboards will change. The important thing to remember is that each week will have a new leaderboard followed by new criteria to make it onto that leaderboard. So it's going to be different every week. It's not going to be the same. I know that a lot of you felt like leaderboards were a terrible idea, including myself. I am in that boat. I thought, leaderboards, how can you ruin this game even more? Add leaderboards, because that's just going to encourage what it is. But they actually implemented it in such a way that it's actually good. They will have other objectives that make them vulnerable. So being an agent and getting on the leaderboard is going to be fairly simple, since you only need to do the objectives that you need to do. For being a rogue, you need to kill agents and then go perform these objectives while agents are chasing you, making it quite difficult for those rogues to get on the leaderboard itself. This does create a gap in the leaderboard, since those who are on the leaderboard are actually going to be some of the toughest rogues out there, since there are several factors in being on that rogue leaderboard. The first condition is being rogue. You have to be rogue and having enough time to actually complete the tasks while you're rogue, and still having to fend off agents who want to hunt you down. This would also be very difficult, since going manhunt is going to bring the servers as a whole down on you, since the rewards for being on the leaderboard is a huge donger of e-penis stature. And not only that, but once you go manhunt is really where things are going to get dicey. And I can see a lot of people just going up to rogues and getting killed by rogues just to force a manhunt and make it so that you could be the best player in the world, just run up, get killed 5 times, make those guys go manhunt, and then you just run back and melt them all. That would be the scenario that I feel would happen. Or you just you run up there and then you call in, hey guys, there's manhunts, they're manhunt now, go get them, and you just call in your buddies, and the next thing you know is you're just killing manhunt rogues, and that's really what it is. And then the other side of that is, when you're rogue, if you have to kill other manhunt rogues, you have to have that actually occur. So that's going to be pretty difficult as well. So there's a lot of factors into that second side that are going to be very difficult for people to actually achieve and actually make it on those leaderboards. So once you see those people on the leaderboards, those are the people you want on your team if you're going rogue, and because those are going to be the people to watch for, because those are the people that are actually going rogue, getting the objectives done and having enough time to actually get those objectives done. And there are 4 objectives for each side. It's not just one objective, it's 4 objectives that are based on the leaderboard, and the leaderboard is based on how you do in all of those categories, not how you do in each one. You have to be good at one in order, in all 4 of them in order to get onto the leaderboard. So anyways, that's my time. As we get deeper into 1.6 in the Last Stand, we'll be covering the important aspects of both of those, from the best build setups for Last Stand to running legendary missions and what setups are good for that. So look for that later. We'll also be looking at doing some legendary runs, maybe, for subscribers. Me and Infamous might be just pulling in subscribers, doing legendary runs with you just to get that going. If you didn't see my last video, right now the legendary difficulty for Napalm Production Facility, it is possible to solo that, but that's not, something that's probably going to end up making it into 1.6 into the public. So that's, how it is. And the setups, anyway, so we're going to be going ahead and putting out setups that are good for that. So look for that later. I don't want to put up any build stuff right now because things are getting changed just over and over again. So whatever makes it into 1.6 in the Last Stand in the actual public stuff, that's when we'll start doing builds and stuff like that. So right now, the one thing that you guys should look forward to in the PTS is if you go into the underground, there are free green gear set caches down there, and then there's the free exotic caches that are upstairs. If you need to do your build, they're not giving out 40 free caches during this PTS week. They're actually just giving away free stuff in those vendors. So just go in there, stock up on that. That's what I've been doing. I've just been going in there and looking for different builds and trying out different builds because that's easiest way to do it. So I just get 4, 2, 3, 3 and do that, and then I go up and get my exotic weapons to finish out my builds and stuff like that. It's very easy to actually try different builds and have a lot of fun with it. So I would encourage you to go do that. If you didn't know about that, do that anyway. So that is the thing, and right now I'm actually running a 4-piece Seeker set with a FAMAS and a Warlord, and then 2 random pieces of exotic gear. I think I'm running the chest piece and Bliss's holster, even though the Bliss's holster isn't really worth it, but that's, just let me tell you, this setup melts people, and I'm still learning on how to do these build setups, and I have no idea how people get, people dead so fast. Like, I see people just walk up and just melt people, and really what you need in the Last Stand is you need a high level of toughness with a medium range DPS and absolutely 0 skill power, because everything is really reliant on DPS and face tanking and stuff like that. So that's really what you're going to need to do, and I really think that this PC build is really difficult to play on because the heal doesn't work as well. It doesn't go off whenever I want it to, and I don't play on the PC with a controller. I play with a keyboard and a mouse, and it's much more difficult to play with the keyboard and the mouse because the button stick and all that stuff. But either way, that is not anything but whatever you need. But I'm trying to figure out how these people are getting like 74,000 without like spawn camping people. It's just, it's really difficult to get that high. I've seen people who are normally getting like 40,000, and that's fine, but I see people that are like 70,000, 150,000, and basically what they're doing is they're spawn camping people. So Massive needs to fix that before it actually goes public. So if you like this video and want to see more Let's Talks on 1.6 in the Last Stand, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, then tell me down in the comments what aspect of 1.6 or the Last Stand do you want to see me cover next. I'm probably going to cover a review of the Warlord next. So for all of us here at The Division Let's Talk, I'm Manicura, and we'll see you on the leaderboards. Agent out.